This is a real story, and as a matter of privacy, I'm removing some of the ingredients, but not the sauce. Never the sauce. Should married couples share money? A few years ago, my husband and I had twin girls. They had some health challenges, so after we talked about it, I agreed to quit my job and stay home full-time to care for them and manage the house. Childcare was too expensive, especially with their needs, so this made the most sense. We live in a row of 8 townhomes, all owned by the same landlord. One day, the landlord offered me a job cleaning the townhomes when someone moved out. I asked my husband first. He said it was fine as long as it didn't interfere with my responsibilities at home. Okay. We also agreed that since this was a side job, the money I made could go into my personal savings. I kept working like that for 4 years, and the landlord kept offering me more cleaning jobs. I saved everything I earned. About 6 months ago, my husband's father passed away. His mom gave him a check from the estate. When I asked him about it, he got mad and said it was his money, not part of our shared budget. He later went on a few trips with his brothers using that inheritance. I didn't argue, even though it hurt that he got so upset because I asked about it. I think it's pretty fair to be hurt by that. That's a little much. Then my grandfather passed away. I'm his only grandchild, and since my parents are well off, he left everything to me. I didn't say much to my husband about it. I just put the money into the same savings account where I kept my cleaning job income. I also rented out the farmland around my grandpa's house and decided to keep the house itself, since it's close to my parents, about 3 hours from where I live now. Earlier this year, our landlord told me he was planning to sell the townhomes, including the one we live in. I was nervous because raising rent would mess up our budget, but since I had the money from my inheritance and my savings, I bought the whole building. That meant no rent for us, and I'd get income from the other 7 townhomes. That's amazing. Here's the twist. Now my husband is saying I should deposit some of that rental income into our shared family account so we can have more fun with the money. I'm sorry, what? But he didn't ask, he demanded it. Whew. I reminded him that we had an agreement. I'd kept what I made from my side job. And let's not forget, he didn't share any of his inheritance with me when he got it. Now we're fighting. He says I should share the money, but is that fair? Should this husband have access to none of the money, some of the money, or something else? See, the way I see it is when 2 people are in a marriage, communication and fairness should go both ways, right? In this case, it sounds like the husband set the rules for both of them, but then changed them when it no longer benefited him. When he got the inheritance for himself, he made clear it was his money, but then when she got the inheritance, all of a sudden it was their money. What's funny here is she actually used her money to benefit the whole family by buying all those townhomes that would bring more money coming in. But suddenly it's our money. You can't play this like what mine is mine and what yours is yours, especially when it's just convenient. And you can't expect your partner to give up some of their money if you refuse to when it was your turn. I think what she did with her money was actually really smart. She invested it instead of just squandering it and spending it all on fun. She turned what is essentially a small side hustle of cleaning these hometowns to eventually owning the entire building. You removed the rent from your family's expenses and you created passive income. That's going to create generational wealth for years to come. You're technically sticking to your agreement. In fact, this is the kind of conversation that needs to happen before these big life changes. Like, these should be things that are talked about thoroughly and deeply before they actually happen. If he wants a different setup, he should talk to you like an adult. And if there are rules to be changed, you guys should be doing it together. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments and subscribe if you want to see more stories like this.